Hey everybody, and welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today on proposed boundary changes for Williston Basin School District 7.
Oh, interesting.
And get this, before a recent merger, they didn't even have official boundaries for elementary schools.
Really?
Yeah, no. How does that even work? So we're going to unpack this whole process, right? Using their website and talking about community meetings and draft maps and, just all the kind of the complexities of drawing those lines.
Like, how do you even start with that?
So on their website, like their boundary setting page,
Okay.
it says they're working on new boundaries to go into effect in the 2026-2027 school year,
Okay.
alongside the opening of the new elementary school. Here's the thing, right? They're still in the draft phase, so the current map is subject to change.
So this is an ongoing process.
Exactly.
And that's where I imagine community involvement's really important.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how are they getting the word out? Are they having meetings?
Yeah, so they actually had meetings at different locations in August, October, and January.
Oh, wow.
So giving people the opportunity to ask questions and stuff, in person.
Okay, so it's not just, like, happening behind closed doors.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, and the firm, RSP & Associates, who is handling this process for them, they emphasize that community feedback is one of two key phases.
The other one being?
Along with data analysis.
Okay, so they're really trying to balance, I guess, the hard data with what, families actually are thinking and feeling and needing. But, trying to get all of that balance just right sounds like a pretty tough job.
It can be. And, you're going to have families who may have really built their lives around a certain school and then suddenly their kids are being assigned to a different one. So there are a lot of emotions involved in these kinds of decisions.
Right.
And the district really wants to make sure that the community has plenty of opportunities to be involved to make this transition as smooth as possible.
Okay.
So on the website, they talk about, incorporating feedback into a revised map draft, which is from January 2025.
Okay.
So what kind of things were people bringing up in these meetings?
Yeah, like what were their concerns?
Yeah.
Or their suggestions?
Yeah, so they highlighted 3 main points of feedback that they were trying to focus on for that revision.
And one of the big ones was creating more natural boundaries.
Natural boundaries. What does that mean in this context?
Like instead of just some random line on a map.
Right.
So think existing geographical features or already established neighborhood divisions, things that make sense, like visually, and keep communities together as much as possible.
So, like, you're not going to have a line cutting through a neighborhood.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
It might follow, like a river or major road or something like that.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah. And then another thing was proximity to schools.
Oh, okay.
So, looking at ways to adjust boundaries so kids are closer to the schools they'll be attending.
Right, that makes sense, yeah.
The third thing was boundary longevity.
Boundary longevity. Okay, I don't think I've heard that one before.
Yeah, it was a new one for me too.
Okay, what does that even mean?
So thinking about the future, not just now.
Okay.
They're trying to anticipate like future growth and enrollment trends.
Okay.
So by, creating boundaries that can accommodate those potential shifts in population.
Yeah.
They're hoping to, avoid having to redraw them constantly.
And keep playing the long game here.
Yes, exactly. So trying to make a system that won't be outdated in a couple of years.
Smart. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's pretty forward thinking, I think.
Definitely. Yeah.
But all of this begs the question, like, why is it so important to get this right in the first place?
Yeah. Why so much emphasis on like getting the perfect boundary?
Yeah. What are the real stakes here? Like, what are the bigger implications of these lines on a map?
Because it seems like there's a lot more to it than just that, right?
Right. Exactly. So according to the website, like some of their objectives, one of the primary goals is to balance enrollment between all the different schools.
Why is that so important?
Well, think about it. Balancing enrollment helps to ensure that all students have access to similar resources and opportunities.
So, like, no school is left behind, so to speak.
Right, exactly. And then another goal is to, like, balance demographics.
So each school has, like, a diverse mix of students.
Yeah, from different backgrounds.
Okay, yeah, to foster, inclusivity and create a learning environment that reflects the actual community.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not just about demographics, though, right?
Sure.
It's also about different academic needs, learning styles, like all that.
Right. Creating a mix that allows all students to thrive.
Exactly. But, achieving that balance, that's the tricky part.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, how do they even begin to
factor all that in?
Yeah.
With the boundaries.
So data analysis, huge part of it.
Okay.
They're looking at all sorts of data points, like from census information to projections to even like traffic patterns, all of that.
It's so much.
It's like a giant puzzle trying to make it all fit together. But, they're not doing this in a vacuum.
Right.
They're relying on the community.
Yeah.
That feedback is so crucial.
And speaking of community feedback, they have that survey
right
on the website where
Yeah.
people can weigh in on the proposed map.
And it's detailed. It's not just like, do you like this or not?
Right. Okay.
They really want to understand people's concerns. These decisions,
They have ripple effects.
they do, way beyond just which school your kid goes to.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a bigger picture.
Yeah.
This is really eye-opening, I have to say.
It is, isn't it?
It makes you realize, like, just how much goes into something that we probably just never think about.
It's a hidden world, but it's so important to get this right
Yeah.
because these decisions are really shaping the future.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Williston's taking it seriously,
Yeah, they are.
using data, seeking community feedback.
They're being proactive.
Yeah.
It's a really good example, I think, of
Yeah.
how to approach this process. Be informed and engaged.
Yeah.
Like, they have so much information on their website, like detailed maps, the survey.
So if you're in this district, you can really make your voice heard.
Right. Go to the meetings, fill out the survey, talk to your neighbors,
Yeah.
get involved.
Go to the meetings, be informed.
Advocate for what you want to see. And it all starts with being informed.
Go to their website, check out the proposed maps, and tell them what you think.
And don't forget, this is an ongoing process. Stay informed, stay involved, and help shape the future of education in your community.
That's great advice. And with that, we're wrapping up. See you next time.